All right. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us for another segment of 10 Minutes with the Holtz Group can save you $10,000 or more on your home sale. Today we are talking about the topic on the top 3 upgrades that you can do to maximize your home value. So while we're waiting for people to join us and some last minute people to get logged in, I'm just going to introduce who we have here. I am Shelley Holtz with the Holtz Group, and this is Troy Grutman, one of our lead listing agents on the team. And Troy and I specialize in getting all of our properties listed for top dollar in the market. So thank you, Troy, for joining me to chat with everyone here about how to maximize their home value.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
Wonderful. Well, one of the first things that we're going to talk about, like I said, we're going to today in 10 minutes just talk about the top 3 ways to maximize your home value. And the first is paint. So it may seem very simple, but it is the most important. So Troy, why don't you tell us why paint is the most important upgrade that you can do to maximize your home value?
Yeah, Shelley, you hit the nail right on the head. It really is, the first thing that we recommend, and as an industry recommends, to make changes to your home. And reason being is there's a lot of return on investment for little outgo of money. You're going to make the biggest impact with the least amount of dollars. And that's ultimately the goal for any updates or upgrades that you do, is spend a little and get a lot back, or save, a lot. Some updates and upgrades are going to add value, some are going to hold value, but paint is by far the most important. And I think a big reason why is it's the most space in the house. Most people, that's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to notice. And so common themes that you want to make sure that you're doing or staying away from is making sure your paints are neutral, researching and understanding what the popular colors are out there. Check out HGTV and watch any shows, and you'll find them pretty quickly. Or just, get recommendations. And neutral is always going to be the safe, best way to go about things. You want to make sure to stay away from wallpaper. So if you have it, I know it's a pain to remove, but we highly, highly recommend it. And then any textured painting, that's something as well. I know that was pretty popular back in the 90s. My parents had their interesting paint things that they did in our house. But so you want to stay away from that. You want to stay away from wallpaper and really go neutral, and work towards today's popular colors. That's the best thing that I can recommend, and the number one thing that's going to help buyers really envision themselves in your home.
Absolutely, definitely. And as you guys are listening, if you have questions, please enter your questions into the chat box, and we will make sure to be answering them as we go. So if you have any questions about painting approach, painting colors, just jot those questions in and we will get them answered. So number 2 is flooring. Troy, you had mentioned, the walls are everywhere. Every room has massive space walls. So if there's scuffs and or marks on your walls, you're really going to see it. Well, the next is going to be your floor. As a buyer's walking through your home, that is front and center right in front of them as they are touring your home room by room. Flooring is going to be the next obvious thing that's right in front of them. So you know best if you have stains in your flooring that cannot come out from just general shampooing or wash, or really hard scuff marks on those wood floors. You definitely want to take care of that right away. So if you do have existing flooring that has scratches in it, like wood floor, making sure those get refinished so that way they don't feel or look damaged to a buyer. But then also with carpeting, making sure to remove any stains that are going to be in that carpeting. And making sure anything that you replace it with is very neutral as well. Just like we're trying to go neutral with our walls, we're trying to go neutral with our flooring as well. And so sometimes we get the question of, well, in living rooms, family rooms, should I replace the flooring carpet? Should I use hardwood floors? I say if there's carpet, replace it with carpet. If there's damaged wood floor and it's in an area that could normally be carpeted, like a living room, family room, bedroom, carpet is going to give you the best return on investment just because the cost is a lot lower. So we at the Holtz Group can definitely advise and coach you on the color, the level of upgrade, and making sure you're not overspending because flooring can get expensive. So we really want to keep your costs low, and we'd be honored to be a resource for you and advising you on that. So if you have questions about flooring, definitely drop that into the chat box as well, so we can address that and help guide you along the way as you're listening to answer those questions. So last but not least on our top 3 is fixtures. Troy, tell us what we mean by fixtures.
Yeah, so fixtures can really cover a lot of things in your house. Most people think lighting fixtures, and that is, the main fixture that we're talking about. We can also talk about faucets in your kitchen, in your bathrooms. We can also talk about your, door handles, things of that nature, your window cranks, stuff like that. So number one thing right now that is a turnoff to buyers is brass, unfortunately. And that comes back from your 80s and 90s built homes. So if you have brass in your home, that's definitely something I would recommend you take care of. And again, as Shelley mentioned, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put your question in the chat box, and we can make recommendations on what is the best type of fixture out there for look and feel. And neutral is, again, covers the masses. And I think that's one question that people have. Well, why would I do updates no matter what it is when, we're moving? And I think to answer that question is you want to appeal to the largest buyer pool possible. And you want to buy those paint colors or flooring or fixtures that are going to market itself to others, not necessarily to you, because you're not selling your home back to yourself, you're selling it to another person. So, and that sometimes can be hard to change your mindset on. I know it is for me, but yeah, I would stay away from brass, and there is brass coming back, but that is more of a brushed brass look. So keep an eye on that. But again, we have great staging consultation that we offer at the Holtz Group, where Shelley and I or any of our other agents are able to help with you with any questions that you might have from a fixture standpoint or any updates as well.
Absolutely. And there's a number of other upgrades we find sellers do, but we find those are really the top 3. We want to really keep your cost low so we can net you the most amount of money with your home sale. That's what makes the Holtz Group different. And that's where a lot of our advice comes from, is keeping your return on investment at the maximum amount. So if you have any other questions about upgrades above and beyond the 3 that we mentioned today, just shoot those questions in the chat box, and we will definitely follow up with you and advise and or answer the questions on any specific upgrades you're contemplating, thinking about, wondering if it should be on your list or not. We are honored to advise and counsel you on anything that might be specific to your house. So thanks again for joining us for our segment of 10 minutes with us to net you $10,000 or more on your home sale. And we look forward to keeping in touch with you.
Yes, and one quick reminder, we're going to be adding a home value link and a Calendly link in the comments section, where you can click on if you do want to meet with us or want an idea of what your home value is at right now. So feel free to check those out, and looking forward to the next one with you guys.
Wonderful. Yes, definitely. Have a great day, everyone.